Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to the first SFL Canadian podcast. Right now, it's me, your host, Will Gomes, and tonight I'll be here with Dillon. Normally, we'll have Brad and Zach out here, but we're just doing a quick pilot to kind of see how things go. Not a lot of time till the advance, so let's jump into things. First thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about Daddy League's power ranking. What they have is they have the Colts as the number one team, and me and Dylan are going to touch on kind of what we think about it. What are your thoughts, Dylan, on the 3-1 Colts? Hello,
Well,
Dylan.
sorry, a little bit of a lag on my end. Um, I mean, after your shaky loss to them, I mean they've gone over some solid opponents. So I would say, well, I mean, Texans. I don't know, roster wise, definitely more of a win on the Colts end. I mean, both of them rookie quarterbacks, but I mean, more of a solid end on the Colts right now. But I mean, user wise, besides going against what LB and the Ravens, which was a surprising loss for LB, in my eyes at least.
Yeah, 100. So I was leading him by 9 points, and I was pretty sure I had the win, and he came back with a pretty insane win. And I was like, what the hell? Like, Mike Zooks, who is this
Hold,
guy? The guy
hold
who's
yourself on
waiting
that
for Spice
stupid
Grills?
pass
So,
too.
oh yeah, that was I threw the game away. But honestly, he's come through and he put up 38 on LB, who's literally like multiple Super Bowl winner in this league, and as far as I regard people in my top five, so that's pretty huge. I did choose the Jacksonville Jaguars based on kind of the way that the team's built, but as well as the division. And I mean, Houston's not doing too well right now. They are throwing it all over the yard. But I thought I was in an easy division, but I didn't know I had the number one power ranking guy. So we'll have to see how his season progresses, but he's been doing good work. As far as what we're going to move on to next, I think we're going to look at the game of the week. So there's a couple games that we had in mind when me and Dylan were discussing, and one was Ed versus Mason, who Dylan kind of was saying he feels like is a dark horse that people keep sleeping on because he keeps winning games. What are your thoughts on this game, Bears versus Commanders, Dylan?
Honestly, it depends on who comes out hot. Like, I mean, without the momentum bullshit from last year, I mean, it's a pretty even game. People have been coming back from what, 20 odd points. So, I mean, I'd say it's an open table depending on who has the better game. In my eyes, he's been pretty solid so far. In my like, yeah, talent wise on the team is surprising to be honest because of their quarterback. But I mean, he's playing well with them, so see how far he can take it.
So some people have been saying because he beat up on two of kind of the lower level teams that he's not really that good. I think I actually have the Bills tonight. So Castro, he actually lost to Castro. Um, but what do you think about his win against the Eagles? I guess I'm pretty sure that's Gnarl. That's the Eagles again this season.
No, I think Krim has him now. There's a switch. Garl left.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, it was right after
Wow.
my week 2 game. I think he left the Eagles, and then Krim took him after he lost Burrow for 8 weeks.
Jeez, so with the 38-3 win that he got over the Eagles, was that against Garl or was that against Krim?
I think it was Krim.
Okay, okay. So Krim might be just getting used to his team, or what do you think? Are we buying in on the Commanders or no? Do they still have a
I
lot to
I
prove?
I mean, it's 4 games in. People are still getting used to 24, just like 23. So I mean, I would at least give it a few more weeks before we see somebody either fall off or start taking off.
Fair enough, just like the real NFL. So let's get to the real game of the week, which is a classic battle, even in real life. The Cowboys versus the 49ers. We have an undefeated 49ers team versus well, AC, who's won Super Bowls in the past, Mr. Andre Carter. So he's been doing some work. Looking at these scores right now, he's been destroying people, showing no mercy to Brad. What a guy! Wouldn't even do that. But it looks like he's putting up a lot of points. He did take a loss to the Jets though, which is interesting. But yeah, undefeated steps versus the Cowboys, AC's Cowboys. What do you think, Dylan?
I mean, it's still AC, so I mean, I don't know. I think might have his work against him. He's been playing well with San Fran, but I don't know. Prestige might come out on this one. Like, I feel like that one's just going to be a good game to watch either way.
So now that I'm taking a little bit of a closer look, it looks like the 49ers did have a couple easy games mixed in there. Um, so you might be right, but both have talented rosters and both have been in the league for probably a decade or longer. Um, So, yeah, it's going to be a tough one. The good thing about guys who've been in the league this long, they follow the rules really well. So you don't really have to question too much as far as shady stuff, which can come back and hurt some people in the long run. I know LB's like one of those guys who's lost games to people who kind of exploit the rules, but he just runs his game kind of straight to a T. So this should be a good one to watch as far as people who are trying to figure out the rules and what's right and what's wrong and all the like finicky thing. These two opponents know each other and they know the rules well. So that's our game of the week. For me, I'm probably gonna take AC over this one. Uh, um, just based on the opponents that the 49ers has faced, but I think the 49ers have a roster that can take out the Cowboys. So that's my vote AC. What's your vote, Dylan?
Well, in my pick'ems, I've got AC, so I mean, I kind of got to stick to that. But I mean, I'm like, it was a hard game to choose over, to be honest.
No, fair enough. It's almost a coin flip. Um, but I guess that'll be the game to tune into. So I guess we're both down for AC for the win right now, and we'll see if Steps can prove us wrong. So next up, what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about our opponents today. So you're facing Zach, who literally destroyed me, but I was pretty messed up after our football game that we lost over the weekend. So, but he does have a solid team. The thing is that he's 2-2, and you have a solid team. I know that you have Justin Jefferson, and he's almost leading the league in reception yards right now with Kirk Cousins, and
I think
I
what
I
is
think it
he's
should be pretty close. So, for me,
besides like other games that have to be played this week, he's
mhm.
what sitting second with 440. But honestly, my bullshit is still stupid throws and interceptions. So I mean, I gotta limit some turnovers if I'm gonna do anything solid. But I mean, like, Zach has definitely shown that he's more consistent than I am. So I bet you pick him wise, they're probably gonna go his side. But I don't know. I see myself as a sleeper in some ways, but just depends if I can actually play good games or not.
Fair enough. You do keep the games close, especially with your defense, and then you utilize the run game, which is pretty good. I didn't notice Zach doing that when we were playing, but he was also at the same football game that we all played in that same day. So I don't know. I don't know how he's 2-2 because he literally obliterated me. He got lucky early at the start, but I don't know. I think he's one of the teams to beat, especially since he normally ends up against Malik, and they're in the same division this year, which is kind of crazy. So that'll be cool to see how that plays out. In the pick'ems, I actually took Zach, but I think you could actually be like a dark horse who comes by if you manage the clock properly. It's a lot of clock though with 10 minutes. So
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I mean, yeah, I don't blame you if you pick against me, obviously.
So next, we'll talk about my game. So I'm playing against the Bills. So What do you think? What are your thoughts about the Bills, and how do you think I can defeat him, Castro?
I think you got to come out guns blazing and honestly have the first half is yours and then be strategic in the second half. So, I mean, if you can stay up a point or two, like a possession or two, I mean, mistakes are going to be had when you're trying to force it. So, I mean, I think you got to play up most of the game because I don't know. I think I've played him 3 times now that I've been in the league,
Hmm.
and yeah, I mean, I feel like he's always got a chance to come back.
So, what do you mean by comeback? Like normally you're leading and he comes back, or he
Well, no,
just
I just
puts
mean
up a
like
lot of
even
points?
for the games that I've watched him play, I mean, he just doesn't give up. So I mean, in my eyes, you either gotta stay ahead of him, or I mean, you just gotta make sure you got the last points in the game.
Good clock management then.
Yeah, in the long run.
That makes sense actually, because yeah, I'm looking at his record right now. He put up 52 points against the Jets in his week 1 win, which is a lot of points, 30, 33, and then he
No,
lost
it's
to the
like yeah.
Dolphins 9
I
9 to
mean,
18, so
was it Ed that had the Ravens last cycle?
it was Ed that had the Ravens last cycle, yes.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like out of the two people that I've played, those two are definitely the ones that it doesn't matter. They're going for the end zone. They're not just running out the clock.
Yeah, fair enough. Honestly, I'm pretty sure
So
now that you have refreshed my memory, I'm pretty sure you're right. They even go for two when they shouldn't be going for two.
I
So,
wouldn't say shouldn't be, man. I mean, in the long run, you're playing for points either way. Like you can call it cheap if you like, but I mean, you're looking at the way the NFL plays the game on TV. Like they don't tell you not to go for two whenever the hell you want to. So
fair enough, but I
you
mean, like you're
you
saying,
can't
yeah, I
challenge
guess they
somebody to
can go
play
for
it.
it because it is a simulation league, but you're right. Because what they do in the NFL, it makes it sim to do that. I guess for a bunch of old school players, kind of like me, that's something that it's like it's just so disrespectful. But that's just me. So,
Yeah,
and these
no,
new
I
guys,
get
they
it. I get
definitely
it. It's
do that. It gets in
frustrating,
people's
but I
heads. So it's
mean,
just like what they do. You know what I'm saying?
it is what it is. Each player plays their own.
Right. So, I mean, we're approaching almost 13 minutes here. So I think we might put it to an end. But as far as our final thoughts, what are your thoughts on who's going to be in the Super Bowl this year?
God, what are my actual picks right now? I think my picks right now are Ravens and Falcons. And
Ravens and Falcons. Okay.
I don't know. I've got faith in LV, but depending on how the next few weeks and maybe even how trade like the like coming up to the trade deadline might change what Q's doing with the Falcons, but I don't know. I think he can turn it around in the long run. Yeah, he's got a young team. I mean,
No, fair enough.
probably just
I honestly think the same thing. I was surprised that I actually beat him last night. We did have a bit of a connection issue, and there was a lot of rain in Jacksonville, which might work out for me in the long run because I'll get to play in it more than a lot of other players. And then, yeah, with the rookie QB, that just wasn't on point, but also you could tell it was lagging a bit. But I take Q all the time with the Falcons as far as my pick'em goes. Um, but I don't know with the talent that's out there, I took AC as far as the NFC just because Micah Parsons is literally a force to be dominated that you can just leave out there and he'll just make plays for you. I also know that Andre is looking for sneaky trades all the time, so watch out for anybody who's watching. He'll try to steal. He's try to hide your kids, hide your wives. He'll try to steal them.
okay.
He'll try to get a steal for sure, 100%. And then I had the Chargers, so I had Ed on the other side, just dominating, just like Keenan Allen is, who I traded away in my fantasy league retardedly for AJ Brown. But we'll see how that pans out. as far as healthiness goes. But right now, yeah, I just see. Sorry, not Ed. I mean Malik. Malik with the Chargers. So from the AFC, I see Malik out there just destroying right now. So that's my input. But anything can happen in the SFL, which is awesome. So it looks like week 5 is about to start in about 13 minutes here, so we're about to cut it short. But me and Dillon just wanted to say thank you for tuning in and checking out the channel. We should be on here with Dillon, me, and Zach, as well as maybe Brad Austin, the team builder, but not really the team player. I think you guys know him. Uh, but he's gonna do. We'll do another deep dive on that when we have time. But appreciate you guys tuning in to watch the YouTube channel, and hopefully we can make some more videos for you. This is just a pilot project, so don't rip on us. And yeah, we'll catch you guys online soon. Peace.